They get the switch there and steal from Moore the other way, wide open layup. He gets the slam. They get the switch there and steal from Moore the other way, wide open layup. He gets the slam.
Watson tips it over, gets the kill.
Steal from
Wildcats
Moore
take
the
the
other way,
second
wide
set,
open layup.
25-25. Watson tips it over, gets the kill.
Eagles misplayed that one. Isaac now rolls and scores! Weave Isaac. Eagles misplayed that one with the goal for the Wildcats. Rolls and scores! Weave Isaac. Eagles misplayed that one with the goal for the Wildcats. Rolls and scores!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Wildcat Center on the campus of Johnson Wales University in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is senior night for volleyball. We have 3 seniors tonight that we'll be honoring their next to last home game. We had to reschedule a game for one of the hurricanes that rolled through the area this fall. So tonight, the Wildcats will host the Bruins from Bob Jones University. We'll turn things over to our public address announcer, Chris Plano, who will have our senior night activities.
And number 14, Haley Franklin. This is without a doubt, it's certainly a pleasure for me to announce all these young women for all the home matches here and all the home games. I can't even count how many years I've been doing this now, but my most special night of the year has to be senior night for all my varsity sports here at Johnson & Wales Charlotte, and to recognize some names that I've been calling out for the last 3 or 4 years, and I've got to know them very well. Our 2018 Johnson Wales University Charlotte women's volleyball graduating seniors. Our first senior, number 1, Carrie Ketchy. Carrie joined the volleyball program in 2015 and was part of a rebranding effort for the team. Coming in as a sophomore, Carrie added depth at several positions, and her positive attitude and sense of humor helped the team enjoy a successful season. Carrie is loved by her teammates for her quirkiness, love of Harry Potter, and her clumsiness. Over 3 years as a Wildcat, Carrie has 676 digs and 53 service aces. She has primarily played as a defensive specialist, but she has also set and played libero at different times in her playing career. Coach Phillips loves Carrie's willingness to help the team however she can. Her favorite memory of Carrie is when she played DJ in the vans on the away trips, and they sang and rapped the whole way. Carrie is accompanied this evening by her parents, Lori and Randall Ketchy, and her siblings, Megan and Hunter. Let's give it up for graduating senior, number 1, Carrie Ketchy. Our next graduating senior, number 5, Ty Gonzales. Ty has played all 4 years at Johnson & Wales University and has shown tremendous strength and growth during that time. Far away from her home in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Ty has remained true to herself and her values, while taking in and understanding a culture different from her own. Ty is a fierce friend and family member, and she is very passionate in everything that she does. In her 4 years with the program, Ty has 411 kills and 150 blocks. She has played middle hitter most of her career, but she also contributes at outside and right side in our offense this season. She is a 2017 USC AA Academic All-American and will receive the honor again this upcoming season. Coach Phillips says that Ty has taught her so many things about herself as a coach. She is very grateful for her experiences with Ty and will always remember her passion. Ty is accompanied this evening by her mother, Cheryl Finch, her aunt, Denise Young, her godmother, Mrs. Clark, and her friends, Alexis Martin and Keegan Moore. Number 5, graduating senior, Ty Gonzales. And finally, our third graduating senior. Let's give it up for number 14, Haley Franklin. Haley, one of the team captains this season, has played all 4 years at Johnson & Wales University, and her contributions to the program are immeasurable. A 3-year overall captain, Haley has embraced that role and used it to instill the qualities of our program and in her teammates. Coach Phillips says she has helped create the family atmosphere of our team and works extra hard to make sure that everything and everyone is in order, both on and off the court. Her teammates know that she will give them everything she has and encourage them every step of the way. In her 4 years with Johnson & Wales Volleyball, Haley has 1,366 digs and 90 service aces. She has earned USC AA All-American honors as a libero in 2016 and has played defensive specialist and setter for the Wildcats as well. She is also a student assistant in the athletic department and helps with all aspects of that area. Coach Phillips knew when she saw Haley at a showcase that she was a true Wildcat. She has grown into a great leader and coach and will always be grateful for what she has done for the Johnson & Wales University volleyball program. Haley is accompanied this evening by her parents, Jeff and Sheila Franklin, and her siblings, Hannah and JJ. Let's give it up for graduating senior number 14, Haley Franklin.
All right, folks, that'll just about wrap up senior night activities, and we will keep things with Chris Plano as he will give us our starting lineups and national anthem momentarily. Please hang with us.
All right, one more time for graduating seniors, Carrie Ketchy, Ty Gonzales, and Haley Franklin. Thank you, Bob Jones University, for your patience. Let's get going with some volleyball here momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor our country and the men and women who serve it with the playing of this evening's national anthem. All right, tonight's national anthem will be sung by Johnson & Wales volleyball player number 16, Taylor Walker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right. Great job, Taylor Walker. Once again, I am your public address announcer, Chris Plano, welcoming you to the Wildcat Center Gym. Now for the starting lineup for tonight's women's volleyball match. First, for the visiting Bruins of Bob Jones University. Number 2, Rachel Williams. Number 4, Brittany Anand. Number 5, Brooke Beaver. Number 7, Abby Plew. Number 8, Selena Walker. Number 9, Catherine Ring. Number 10, Lauren Mukenschnabel. Number 11, Jamie Grimes. Number 13, Jordan Anderson. Number 16, Laura Gaston. And number 18, Courtney Bates. Bob Jones University head coach, Dr. Vicki Denny. She's assisted by Lou Denny, Krista Schilting, and Mark Corbin. All right, Wildcat fans, it's senior night, and let's get on your feet and greet your Johnson & Wales University Wildcats. A senior, Statesville, North Carolina, number 1, Carrie Ketchy. A senior from Kings Hill, St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, number 5, Ty Gonzales. A senior, Fayetteville, North Carolina, number 14, Haley Franklin. A junior, Waldorf, Maryland, number 2, Tanaya Scott. A sophomore, Elgin, South Carolina, number 6, Kendall Watson. A junior, Columbia, South Carolina, number 3, Victoria Hicklin. A freshman, Wilmington, Delaware, number 4, Aloria Ham. A freshman, Taylor, South Carolina, number 7, Demaya Scott. A sophomore, Spring Lake, North Carolina, number 8, Moana Reed. A freshman, Bono, South Carolina, number 9, Lauren Godby. A freshman, Branchville, South Carolina, number 11, Lanesia Felder. A sophomore, Swansea, South Carolina, number 13, Ayana Favor. A freshman, Boone, North Carolina, and Star Spangled Banner singer, number 16, Taylor Walker. A sophomore, Decula, Georgia, number 17, Jamie Hay. And a junior, Gastonia, North Carolina, number 18, Tiana Eason. Your Wildcats are coached in her 9th season by Callie Phillips, and she's assisted in her 6th season by Markeisha Claiborne.
All right, fans, there you have it. The starting lineups for tonight's match between the Bruins of Bob Jones and the Wildcats from Johnson & Wales University. And we are just about ready to get things going. And for the call of tonight's action, I'll turn you over to the voice of the Wildcats, Kelly Turner.
Man, what a way to start this one off. Great Star Spangled Banner intro from Taylor Walker. You got to give it up for short notice, stepping right in the spotlight, taking it. That was amazing.
Who knew she had it in her, but she really stepped up and did a great job.
I asked her in the first game of the season. I knew she could sing. I said, hey, Taylor, why don't you open the season up and doing the Star Spangled Banner? And, you know, it just didn't work out. But here we are tonight. Gets her opportunity. She kills it.
There you go.
So here we go. Wildcats on the right side of your screen in pink. Bob Jones Bruins on the left side of your screen in gray. Wildcats out on the floor right now. Chuck, you want to go over what's taking us so long to get started here?
Well, we had a snafu with the officials, and no officials apparently got scheduled for this game. So one of the assistant coaches for the Bruins is a certified official, so he's going to step up and man the stand tonight. We're still in I think someone's dad maybe is an official too. So we got an official from Johnson & Wales, an official from Bob Jones, and we're going to play some volleyball. So we're all set and ready to rock and roll here on a senior night in the Wildcat Center.
That's how we do it at JWU Athletics, man. Just on the fly, we rock and roll no matter what happens. So out on the floor now for the Bruins on the left side of your screen. Number 2, Rachel Williams. Number 5, Brooke Beaver. Number 7, Abby Plew. And the black shirt at libero, number 8, Selena Walker. Number 13, Jordan Anderson. And number 16, Laura Gaston. And out on the floor for your Wildcats in that front row, senior Ty Gonzales over there on the top of your screen. In the middle is number 8, Moana Reed. Down below is number 2, Tanaya Scott. In the back row in the black libero shirt, number 6, Kendall Watson. Right in the middle is the other senior. We're celebrating tonight, Haley Franklin, number 14, one of the co-captains. Also out there, number 11, Lenasia Felder. Into the game now comes Ayanna Favor after the Wildcats got that first point from a bad serve from the Bruins. It'll be Ty Gonzales now back to serve.
So the Wildcats coming to this game at 14-12, riding a 2-game winning streak. Bob Jones, they are 22-5, a great season so far for the Bruins. And so this one looks like we have an issue with the balls. They had broken out the pink balls for the Dig Pink match tonight. And maybe they were a little bit underinflated maybe. Do we have a deflate gate going on?
Coach Phillips grabbed one and went over to the scores table and was like, something's wrong with this one. And game operations manager Brandon Burt went running out the door. I think he's going to grab those other ones that are blue.
All right, so we got a good one now. So we're ready to rock and roll with Ty Gonzales.
Let's see if we can get in a groove now. Gonzales serves over. Received by Walker. Short set on the attack that time, and Bruins get the point.
I think that's another, just another little snafu from not having the officials here. Usually they check the balls before the start of the match. So no officials and no checking of the balls. So we'll roll with this one for the time being. 1-1.
5, Brooke Beaver. Back to serve, left side of your screen for the Bruins. And another service error. So 2 free points for the Wildcats to start off this first set. Number 16, Taylor Walker, the star of the intro tonight, checks in to replace Franklin. And it'll be Moana Reed back to serve. Reed sends one middle of the floor, received by Walker. And blocked at the net. Good hands by Favor, keeps it alive, and a kill. That was Watson.
So we're going back to the normal game balls now.
Reed again back to serve. Great dig by Felder. Wildcats with it now, going to Walker. Big country. Plays it over. Bruins with it. From the back row, sends it over as Beaver. Now looking for Favor, rises up, tips it up. Can't dig for it as the Wildcats get the point.
Bruins almost able to kick that one up and over there, which you can do in volleyball these days, but not quite.
Short set played over by Gaston. Cross to Walker. Bruins with it now. Played over by Gaston, and that one's wide left.
So we'll get a timeout here from the Bruins. Their serves have been a little short, and their hits have been mainly long so far. So I think their head coach just wants to try and calm them down a little bit as we had a little bit of a disjointed start. Dr. Vicki Denny wanted to tell with her team as they're down 5-1 here. Settle her squad down. We'll should have a good matchup tonight. The Bruins did win the match with the Wildcats down in Greenville a couple weeks ago, 3-0. The Wildcats looking for a little bit of revenge tonight. So we're quickly out of the timeout, back on the court, both teams.
Yeah, I think that slow start, nobody really knew what was going on. I think caught the Bruins a little cold to open up here, so a quick timeout from head coach Vicki Denny. Hopefully gets her team back in it here early in this first set as Reed sends that one over. Played up and blocked by Favor and Scott. Gaston will try again, and Reed and Felder go the opposite ways, and the ball goes right between them.
So good action for the Bruins out of the timeout. They immediately get the side out. Trim their deficit to 3.
Jordan Anderson to serve. Received by Felder. Going to set is Reed. Watson will play it from the back row. Gets tipped. Bruins with it now. On the attack is Plew. I'm going to call Wildcats in the net. Wildcats leading early in this first set, 5-3. On the attack is Scott. Blocked immediately gets it back over. Running to get to it was Beaver. Now on the attack is Gaston. Tried to keep it alive was Felder diving for it, but it goes out of bounds. Bruins cut it to 1 now.
A couple of great hustle plays there from Scott and Felder. Fortunately, those don't yield anything positive for the Wildcats.
Reed sets across for Tanai Scott. Great dig from Walker. On the attack is Gaston. Off the hands of Walker. Running out of the way was Coach Phillips before it goes out of bounds. So Bruins come immediately back out of their timeout and tie it up 5-5.
So a 4-0 run for the Bruins out of their timeout. Coach Denny has to be happy with the way her team settled down.
Watson will play it over. Nearly got the dig, but great hustle play from Gaston. Right down the line, diving for it was Watson, and it'll be another Bruins point. Now they take the lead by 1.
So Wildcats need to get a good pass set and attack here, earn this side out, and kind of calm themselves down.
Reed trying to catch him off guard. Bruins with it again. Gaston on the attack, tipped up by Watson, and again by Felder. Wildcats play it over. And another kill. This time it was number 8, Selena. Well, excuse me, number 9, Catherine Ring. It'll still be Jordan Anderson back to serve. Reed sets to Tanai Scott, has to kind of run to get to it. Bruins with it now. On the attack is Plew. Immediately blocked by Walker and Scott. And hitting the net by Gaston. Wildcats get a point. Jamie Hay, sophomore, checks in for the Wildcats, replaces Felder. It'll be Tanai Scott back to serve, right side of your screen. If you're just tuning in, got a late start to this one. Johnson Wales University women's volleyball on senior night, taking on the Bruins of Bob Jones. Diving for it was Watson, and that'll be a Bruins point. I want to try to pronounce this right. Number 10, Lauren Muckenschnabel, checks in for the Bruins. And she'll be back to serve, sends that one over, received by Scott. Short set for Hay, winds one up, and that's in.
Good swing by Hay, right down the line, gets the kill, brings the Wildcats back within 1.
Ty Gonzales checks in, replaces Favor. It'll be Kendall Watson back to serve.
Hay really started to play well here towards the end of her sophomore season.
Muckenschnabel plays it over. On the attack now is Gonzales. Couldn't tip it over far enough. It lands on the Wildcats side for a Bruins point.
Gonzales tried to go angle there, just babied it just a little too much. Hit it right to the net.
Abby Plew to serve. Middle of the floor, received by Watson. Trying to get to it was Gonzales, but plays it out of bounds. Bob Jones leading the Wildcats 10-7 early in this first set. Plew again to serve, this time a short one over to Walker. Reed sets, going back to Hay. Off the shoulder of Williams, got it right back over. They're going back across to Beaver on the attack, gets the point. Goes off the block from Walker. out of bounds. And free point for the Wildcats as Plouffe sends that one in the net. Haley Franklin will check back in for Walker. She'll be back to serve.
Franklin, the senior from Fayetteville, making her penultimate appearance in the Wildcat Center.
Ball ricochets off the hands of Franklin and Scott. They'll leave Scott with the double. Either Franklin or Scott, both were there. Regardless, it'll be a Bob Jones point. Bruins libero Selena Walker back to serve now, coming in the left side of your screen. Bruins had a slow start to this one, as did the whole match entirely. Wow, what a kill there. Excuse me, what a dig. That was Mugenschnabel. And immediately put down by Hay.
So Hay had the big swing there that didn't pay off, but then she got the block for the point for Johnson and Wales. She'll check out, and Lanesia Felder will come back in. Thought Felder had her best game of the season Tuesday night up in Winston-Salem against Piedmont International.
Reed sets, going to Scott, off the block. Great dig, that was Plouffe. And another great dig from Franklin, couldn't keep it in bounds. And that was great effort from Franklin there, diving out for that one. Nearly got a quick, easy kill.
And Plouffe as well, that ball was almost on the floor. She managed to get her hand on it and get it up. Her teammates played it over. And the Bruins wound up with a point.
Laura Gaston back in the game for Bob Jones, right at the net, gets it right over Reed. Tried to dig it up was Gonzales, but it falls to the floor. And we're going to get a Wildcat timeout from head coach Callie Phillips.
We'll take it with them. We'll be back in just about a minute.
All right, back out of the Wildcat timeout. It's Williams back to serve. Franklin receives. On the attack is Tanai Scott. Great one-handed dig from Walker. Keeps it alive for the Bruins. They're on the attack. Tried to get it. Good effort from Reed. Franklin able to keep it alive. Bruins with it now. It's Anderson. Reed going back to Tanai Scott on the kill. Too long.
A touch there by the Bruins, so the point goes to Bob Jones. They're up by 6 now, their largest lead of this first game.
Rachel Williams sends that one over. Reed sets. Going to Gonzales this time. Tried to paint the corner, just a little too long again.
Just a little wide from Todd. That was a good swing from her nonetheless.
Wildcats find themselves down 16-9 about midway through this first set. And another free point for the Wildcats. So that's 3 free points this set. Iona Favor checks back in. Set it back to Beaver, tips it over, try to get the dig. Great effort from Favor.
And she gets the kill out of it. This hustle play all around between Gonzales, Scott, and Favor there pays off for Johnson and Wales.
Looked like it just went off the chest of Scott. She just stood there and it just happened to play off her chest softly for Favor to tip it, and that ball swung in the net by Gaston. The Wildcats now cut it to 4. Gonzales sends that one over and wide right. Kendall Watson will check in. It'll be Brooke Beaver coming in the left side of your screen, sends that one over. Played up by Felder. Getting to it was Favor as Felder will get it back over. Bruins with it now on the attack. Ball goes right at Franklin. Had just to put her hands up, cover her face up, and it falls right to the floor. So Chuck, it's a little different not having Joseph up here, our producer that we've been having with us this season.
Having to do some double duty tonight.
And that ball swung in the net by Walker.
So a lot of folks having to do double duty. We got coaches officiating and commentators producing.
Taylor Walker back in the game for the Wildcats. She replaces Franklin. Reed back to serve.
Well, we're having a good time nonetheless.
On the attack is Plew. Watson's there. Reed. Favor rises up. Off the hands of Williams. Kept alive by Beaver and sent across by Walker. A great hustle from the Bruins. Now Scott going right back at him. And again, it's Plew. They're going back to Big Country. Tries to get it down. Bruins still with it. From the back row is Beaver. Oh, couldn't get to it. It was Walker and Scott.
Great swing by Beaver. She had some power behind that one.
Catherine Ring checks in. She replaces the libero Walker for the Bruins. From the back row is Watson. Plays for that corner. Ball right at the net, jumping for it. Oh, Scott, so close. They'll get called with the lift.
That ball came down so tight to the net, it was tough to know whose side it was going to fall on, and it came down right into Tania's chest, and she tried to dig it up and out of there, just couldn't quite do it.
Again, right at the net. Couldn't get to it, was Favor. Another Bruins point. They're starting to pull away, nearing the end of this first set, and we'll get a Wildcat timeout. Bruins leading this one 21-13. It's going to be Jordan Anderson back to serve, coming in the left side of your screen for the Bruins. Sends that one over, middle of the floor, received by Felder. Reed sets. And Reed will be called for the double. Ball sent again, middle of the floor. Felder receives. Watson is going to set Walker. Looking for that corner, just long. So Bruins now 2 points away from taking this first set. They lead the Wildcats 22-14. Excuse me, they took a point off the board. Now they got it right, it was 2 points, so 23-13. Bruins with it now on the attack. Trying to get it down the line was Gaston. Another dig from Felder. And Watson will play it over from the back row. Short set again for Plew. They're going to call Scott being in the net.
That puts the Bruins on the brink of taking this first one. They're up 24-13.
Reed sets, Favor rises up. Gets the point. Keeps the Wildcats alive here in this first set. Jamie Hayes going to check in. She'll replace Felder. It'll be Tania Scott back to serve. Tiffany Scott, we see you chiming in tonight.
Also see some Bob Jones fans tuning in as well. Glad to have you folks along.
A quick block from Hay there for the Wildcats. They continue to stay alive in this first set. Gaston plays it over. Tipped up by Watson. Couldn't get to a diving attempt from Scott and Reed. And that'll do it for the first set. Bruins take it 25-15. We'll be back here in 3 minutes with your second set.
All right, so we're back here ready for set number 2 as the Bruins took the first set 25-14. So teams will switch sides, and we will get ready to play set number 2 here between Bob Jones and Johnson and Wales. So as a reminder, there will be one final home game on Monday night, 6 o'clock, as Sandhills Community College comes into town for a game that was postponed due to Hurricane Michael as it blew through the Fayetteville area and prevented Sandhills from being able to travel here. That'll be the last home game of the season.
Felder starts his second set off for the Wildcats. Bruins on the attack. It's Gaston immediately gets the kill for the Bruins. Original starters out there for both teams. It'll be Beaver back to serve. Right side of your screen as both teams will switch sides. Wildcats in the pink jerseys tonight in honor of breast cancer awareness. Off the block, out of bounds. Wildcats get that point.
Good swing there by Tanaya. She hit it off the block out of bounds.
Ty Gonzales back to serve, left side of your screen. And a set for Gaston, going right back to her. Franklin there this time. Reed sets, Favor rises off the block. And it gets a point for the Bob Jones Bruins.
Good block there by the Bruins. They formed a stone wall at the net, preventing the Wildcats from doing much.
Good save from Reed. Scott tips it over. Diving attempt from Williams. Saves it for the Bruins. Wildcats with it now. Favor rises up and puts it down.
Nice swing for Favor. She was very confident as she skied for that one, got up and put it down.
Taylor Walker's going to come in for Franklin. It's going to be Moana Reed back to serve. Ball sent over left side, received by Gaston. They're going to set King. And Reed runs right into, it was Favor Scott she ran into, and it'll be Bruins point. Muchenschnabel checks in for the Bruins. She'll be back to serve.
Wildcats have to talk there as they're moving, make sure they're getting out of each other's way. Sometimes the action is happening so fast, it's tough to get out of each other's way.
Set across, looking for Plew. Watson's there. Favor again. Gets the kill.
So Favor has the hot hand so far here in set number 2. Wildcats need to keep going in her direction as long as she keeps producing.
Jamie Hay checks in, replaces Felder. Tanaya Scott back to serve. Tied 3-all, beginning of the second set. Bruins took the first set against the Wildcats 25-15. But here we are, Wildcats on the attack. They're going to say that one went off the net, so 4 hits on the Wildcats.
I think that was a good call. I didn't see a touch by a Bruin player.
Abby Plew back to serve. Sends it right side, right at Hay. Watson's there. Played over by Favor. Gonna look for Beaver. Watson, great dig there, keeps it alive, and Scott will play it from the back row. Going back across to Beaver. Watson's there again. Going back to Favor. It's the Wildcats this time. Bruins keep it alive. Middle of the floor, diving for it was Scott. Reed couldn't get to it. Bruins point. Blue again. Watson tips it over. Short set for Ring, right at the net. Hay tries to get it over quickly. Bruins not fooled, and good job from Scott letting that one go.
But she made the last second decision that time. It paid off for her as that one whizzed by her out of play. So Wildcats will take the side out, only down by 1.
Ty Gonzales checks back in. Kendall Watson now back to serve, left side of your screen. Wildcats down by 1 in this second set, 5-4. Short set right at the net, quickly put back by Hay. Going back across, tipped up again by Hay, rolls across the tape. Get the double on Ring. Wildcats tie it up.
Rare ball handling error by the Bruins there.
Watson again back to serve. Short set going back to Ring, blocked by Hay and Gonzales. Bruins get it right back. Reed pokes it up right at the net again. Wildcats back on the attack. Gonzales winds one up, gets it blocked. Watson's there, and Hay tries to get it quickly. Beaver on the attack. That one's long. Wildcats regain lead.
Nice little win on that rally for Johnson & Wales. Both teams doing several good things to keep that rally going at one point or another, and Johnson & Wales comes out on the good end of that one. They take the lead 6-5, and then Watson immediately hands a free point right back to the Bruins.
Jordan Anderson checks in for Bob Jones. It'll be Selena Walker back to serve. Tied 6-all here early in the second set. Walker moves into the right side of the screen, sends that one middle of the floor, received by Watson. Short set for Hay. Gets some touch on that one, puts it right by Walker. Haley Franklin checks in for Walker of the Wildcats, and it'll be Furious Franklin back to serve for the Wildcats. Set it across for Beaver, tipped up in the air. Wildcats with it. Hay winds one up. On the attack is Beaver again. That one paints the line in. Gaston checks back in. She replaces Muckenschnabel. Williams back to serve. Barely gets it over the net. Reed tries to get some off guard, and Walker's there to play it up. It was a great dig from Williams getting that one started. Going across to Gonzales. Gets the kill. Senior from the Virgin Islands getting the point there for the Wildcats. They go back up by one. Lenasia Felder comes in for Hay. Felder back to serve. Sends a short one over, received by Walker. Williams sets. Hits it right between the block of Scott and Reed. It falls on the Wildcats side of the floor. Beaver sends that serve over right to Watson. Reed sets, going to Tanaya Scott on the attack. Puts it down for the kill. Walker was there, just couldn't get it up for her teammates to get to it.
Maybe the best swing of the match so far for Tanaya on that one. Definitely had some heat on it.
Set back to Gaston, tips it over. Gonzales is there. Reed tries to catch him off guard. Beaver plays it over off the block of Scott. Well, if Scott wouldn't have hit, I think Haley Franklin would have been there, but instead goes off her hands out of bounds. Knots it up 9-all. Get the double on Reed.
Bob Jones inches back out in front now.
Anderson sends one over again, right to Felder. Reed sets, going to Favor, who had the hot hand early in this second set, and still does.
Favor delivering again off that left side. Draws the Wildcats back even at 10.
Taylor Walker checks in for Franklin. Milana Reed back to serve. Sends one middle of the floor. Walker receives. Rising up is Gaston. Gets the kill. Right down the middle of the floor.
Yeah, Gaston answers right back for the Bruins.
Muckenschnabel checks back in. She replaces Gaston. She'll be back to serve. Bruins leading the Wildcats just about midway through this second set, 11-10. Serve is up. Reed sets. Oh, Favor and Walker weren't sure who was going to take that one. It ends up being Bob Jones' point.
You can see why the Bruins have the gaudy record that they do. They seem to be in just about the right place at the right time. They're always diving, making the extra effort to get the ball.
Favor again, this time off the block out of bounds, still gets the point for the Wildcats. Jamie Hay checks in, replaces Felder. Tanaya Scott now back to serve, coming in the left side of your screen. Running on that attack was Ring, and Favor missed time to jump on that one, went too far behind her. She couldn't get to it when she came back down. Another Bruins point. Clue back to serve for the Bruins. They set for Hay. Ooh, a lot of steam on that one, but Walker was there.
Just tremendous dig by Walker. I'm not sure how she saw it, much less able to get a hand on it.
Again, there's Walker off the dig from Favor. Favor's going to try again. Walker again, keeping the Bruins alive in this point. And Hay finally puts the point away for the Wildcats.
Hay had to go to the opposite side of the court from Walker to where the Wildcats to have a point or have a chance, as Walker was just eating everything up on that one side of the court.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times. She kept it alive. All powerful attacks from the Wildcats. And that one long. No tips called. Wildcats point. Keeps it tied at 13-all. Watson now back to serve. Short serve played up by Ring. Quickly over by Walker and wide left, out of bounds. Wildcats regain the lead.
A lot of fight being shown by Johnson & Wales here in this game number 2.
Played up by Walker and then back over by Beaver. And Gonzales tips it up. Walker's there again for the Bruins. Try to catch him off guard, and they do. Goes off the hands of Gonzales, out of bounds. Anderson checks in for Ring. For Bob Jones, it'll be Walker back to serve. Going across to Gonzales, off the block, out of bounds. Wildcats point.
Heads up in the scores table over there.
Haley Franklin checks in for Walker of the Wildcats. We got Taylor Walker for the Wildcats. We got Selena Walker for the Bruins. Senior co-captain Haley Franklin back to serve. On the running attack was Gaston, gets the kill for the Bruins. Excuse me, that was Anderson. Gaston now checks in.
So we're at 15-all. We can race to 10 from here.
Short serve just over the net. Franklin's there, and hey, here's Walker again for the Bruins. Seems to be everywhere in this set. Except there as Reed gets the kill.
Well, it's again, Reed put it where Walker wasn't. Walker had kind of sucked up at about the 10-foot line, and so Reed went deep. Wildcats able to get the side out there.
Williams sets. Great kill from Beaver.
I don't think I've seen Beaver not hit a ball hard so far tonight. She's just bringing it every single time.
Beaver back to serve. Watson receives. Reed sets for Tanai Scott. But Beaver's there. Middle of the floor, tipped over from Williams. And then Reed tries to get Walker again, but again it's Walker. The black jersey just everywhere on that side of the floor for the Bruins. Going across this time it's Gonzales. Winds one up, but Anderson was there. Beaver blocked right at the net from Reed.
Good job by Reed and Gonzales, setting up the 2-person wall at the net. They get the block and the point for the Wildcats.
Substitution in for the Wildcats. It's Damaya Scott, number 7, checks in. Seeing her first action here tonight. Wildcats leading 17-16. Williams sets, going to Anderson. Off the hands of Felder, chasing it down to 3 Wildcats. Couldn't get to it in time. Keeps it tied at 17 all. Which team's going to pull away as we near the close of this second set? Hustling for it is Franklin. Couldn't play it up enough for Scott to get to it.
Oh, such a tough ball. Felder had to make a decision on it. I don't think she could have really let it go because it was too close to the end line, so she had to play it. And then by the time she did, the ball was so deep, Wildcats couldn't recover.
Reed able to play it over, nearly got a kill. The Bruins were scrambling. They get it back now as Anderson with a nice attack. Franklin will play it over. Quickly blocked by Ring. The Bruins now pull away by 2.
Let's say Bob Jones inches back ahead now, 19-17. Opportune time for them.
Going back to Favor, who was hot in the first half, but we're going to say it's around the pole, so out of bounds. And we're going to get a Wildcat timeout from head coach Callie Phillips. Wildcats down 20-17 nearing the close of the second set.
So we'll keep it here for this timeout as we are near the end of set number 2. And Bob Jones has run off, I believe, 5 in a row now to go from down 2 to up 3. Wildcats need to get a side out here, cut the deficit to 2, and then work hard to try and pull back even in this one. They want to make this a competitive match and not go down 0-2 to the Bruins. Again, Bob Jones, a quality team. Their record says it all, 22-5, and their play has been illustrative of that tonight. So good in so many areas. No real weaknesses that we've been able to see. So you're going to have to play well if you want a chance to beat them. The Wildcats have done that tonight, but they just got to elevate their game a little bit more. They want to come out on the good end of this one.
It's nice. Scott over there on the bench getting worked out by the trainer. It seems to be her left calf muscle cramping up a little bit. She was stretching it out earlier in the first set. So here we are back out of the timeout. Bruins leading the Wildcats 20-17. In the second set, they lead 1-0 after they took the first set 25-15. It'll be Bruins serve. Anderson back there. Moves in the right side of your screen now, sends that one over. Franklin receives, Reed sets. Scott winds one up off the tip, gets the point.
Just what the Wildcats needed there. Got the side out, coming out of timeout. Pulled in 2 at 2018.
Taylor Walker checks in for Franklin. Reed back to serve. Quick set for Ring. Walker's there for the Wildcats. They get the double on Reed again. Another point for the Bruins. They go back up by 3. Muchenschnabel checks in for Gaston.
Wildcats can't afford to give up free points like that to Bob Jones, especially at this stage of the game, 21-18.
Reed sets, looking for Tanai Scott off the tip. Kept alive from Williams. On the running attack was Plew. Reed gets to it, looking for Favor again off the block out of bounds. Favor continues to be the hot hand for the Wildcats in this second set. Hay will check in for Felder. Be Tanai Scott back to serve.
If I was Johnson Wells, I'd keep going to her until Bob Jones can stop her.
Williams looking to set up Ring. Missed time to jump. Right at the net. Ring puts it down. So Ring missed on the first attack and then immediately came right back and got the kill. It'll be Abby Plew. Back to serve. Bruins now 3 points away from taking this second set. Reed sets, going for Favor again off the tip. Bruins still have it. Rolls across the net, and it'll be a Wildcats point. They'll call, I think they're going to call Beaver in the net.
So Wildcats hanging around here. They need to get a couple more points, pull even in this one at least.
Demai Scott just checked in for Favor. Watson back to serve. Williams short set again for Ring, and again Ring finds the floor, puts it down for the Bruins.
Ring seems to be able to find the open court just about every time. It's great court vision for her.
Selena Walker now to serve for the Bruins. 2 points away from taking the second set. Right at the net. Quickly put down by Williams.
Well, the Wildcats are just hitting too many over balls that the Bruins are right there to put away.
Potential set point here for the Bruins as Walker sends a short serve over, received by Watson. Resets, going for Taylor Walker, and gets the kill for the Wildcats, keeps them alive here. Haley Franklin will check in. She'll be back to serve.
Coach Denny holds up one finger and says, girls, we need 1 point. Let's go. Let's get this one. Win the second game.
Going across for Beaver. All at the hands of Franklin. Watson was there as Reed plays it over. Tried to catch him off guard, but Watson tries to go right back. Instead finds the out of bounds. So Bruins will go up 2-0 as they take this second set 25-21.
We'll take this break with them, and we'll be back with you in just about 3 minutes.
All righty, back here for third set action. Wildcats down 2-0 right now to Bob Jones. It's senior night. Bruins looking to spoil the night of Haley Franklin, Ty Gonzales, and Carrie Ketchie. On the floor right now for your Wildcats, Demaya Scott, Tanaya Scott, Moana Reed, Aloria Ham gets the start, seeing her first action tonight. She's in the back row along with Haley Franklin and Kendall Watson. Again, Bob Jones will start this set with their same six out on the floor. B. Williams getting this third set started with a service error, which will give the Wildcats the first point of this set. Out of favor, checks in for Watson. Demai Scott up to serve. Short one is Beaver tries to get to it. A dig from Franklin. Favor plays it over. On the attack is Gaston. Wow, ooh, they're going to call it in.
I did think that one hit the line. Coach Phillips initially said out, but then didn't protest very much. So I think she saw that it was in as well.
Serve received by Ham. Right at the net. Scott couldn't get to it in time. Be called with a double. Bruins point. Wildcat fans, if you're tuning in, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And turn your notifications on. That way you'll be notified whenever we are live with your JWU Athletics.
We have one home women's soccer match and one home volleyball match left next week. Monday for volleyball, Tuesday for women's soccer. And then, believe it or not, on Saturday we've got basketball. Doubleheader basketball action Saturday afternoon, 1 week from this Saturday.
Great block from, I believe it was Reed and Scott, getting the point for the Wildcats there. Taylor Walker checks in for Franklin. Reed back to serve. Tied 2-2 here, beginning of this third set. Bob Jones leading the Wildcats in this match 2-0. Oh, wow.
What a dig by Watson, and then the play over by Scott.
Favor rises up, goes cross court. Plew is there. Short set for Anderson. Favor's going to try again, looking for that back corner, but she finds Walker. Who else? And Plew gets the kill. Watson couldn't get to it in time. Be Anderson back to serve now. Off the hands of Ham. Falls to the floor. Another point for Bob Jones. Reed sets from back row is Watson. Great dig off the top of the ceiling as Williams plays it over, and Favor couldn't get it up over the net.
They'll call 4 hits on the Wildcats as Scott did it. Keep that one alive momentarily. Wildcats not able to do anything with it, however.
Anderson again, this time middle of the floor to Ham. Reed sets, looking for Favor. Dug up by Williams. On the attack now is Gaston. They reach back to Walker on the attack, gets the kill for the Wildcats. And Jamie Hay will check in, she'll replace Ham. Tanai Scott back to serve. Short set for Ring. This time, couldn't find the floor.
I think that's the first hitting error by Ring all game.
Scott to serve again, received by Walker. Williams sets, this time going to Gaston. Dug up, oh, just couldn't get to it with Walker. Couldn't get enough on it to get it over the net. Muckenschnabel checks back in for the Bruins. She'll be back to serve. Coming in the left side of your screen. Both teams have switched sides here. Wildcats on the right side of your screen in pink. Bob Jones in the gray on the left side. Right at the net, Walker goes right back in. The Walker for Bob Jones was there. And that'll be 4 hits on the Bruins.
So the Wildcats again just kind of hanging around in this one as they did for much of game number 2.
Played over by Plew. Scott's there. Scott put something on that one, but Walker digs it up. They'll get the double on Bob Jones. Maybe Watson now back to serve for the Wildcats. Tied 6-6 early in this third set as she sends that one out of bounds for a free Bruins point. A lot of freebies here in this match tonight.
Both teams been a little loose with the serves.
Served by Plu. Wildcats with it. Hay blocked immediately at the net. That time it was Ring along with Beaver on the double block. Plu again. Scott plays it up. Reed there, short set for Hay, winds one up, and couldn't tip it back over. Another block for Ring. Ring having herself a solid game for Bob Jones. Reed sets, looking for Demaya Scott, who gets the kill. So after going up by 3, Wildcats cut it to 2. They're only down 9-7 as Haley Franklin checks in for Walker.
I think that was Demaya Scott's first kill of the match. She hit it through the block of Williams.
Williams sets for Ring, blocked. Tried to play it up, and they do as Hay and Reed. Great effort from both there to keep it alive for the Wildcats. Watson's there. Reed going across back to Demaya Scott. Wildcats calling for tips, and they'll get it. The Wildcats point. The ball did change trajectory, it looked like, from our vantage point up here. And they get the right call. Williams sets across for Beaver. Winds one up. Scott's there. Hay now going right back at her. Hits it right in the face of Plu.
That one bounced right off the top of Plu's head.
I wouldn't want to get hit in the face by a ball swung by Hay. Oof. Golly. Getting to it is Williams, looking back to Beaver off the tip. Scott digs it up. Reed tries to catch him off guard, but Walker's there. And that's what we saw last game from Reed. She had the surprise attack. Nobody expecting that.
She did back-to-back there, and it worked out for her. After Walker dug up the first one.
Beaver tips it over. Franklin's there. Reed will go to Demaya Scott, but Tanaya Scott's there to be able to keep it alive. Watson plays it over from the back row. Williams sets, going back to Beaver. Wildcats on the attack as Franklin has to play it over. Tried to catch him off guard off the tip from Scott. Got a nice rally here, tipped off the net. Bruins with it, go back to Beaver. Reed is going to try and find Scott, who gets the kill, tips her right over.
Scott read the defense there, saw 2 went to block, so she went with the dink, and it worked out for her as Bob Jones unable to respond. Wildcats now up by 2 here in game number 3.
Going back to Ring. Demaya Scott will try again. This time Beaver's there. Williams sets up Beaver off the block. Played up by Watson. Reed. Short set for Hay. Immediately blocked. Kept alive by Demaya Scott. And then, they catch him off guard. Crafty play from Williams for the Bruins.
Williams with the little no-look back set there.
Anderson checks back in for Bob Jones. It'll be Walker back to serve. Sends that one left side, received by Franklin. Reed sets for Hay, winds one up. Tries to get out of the way of that one. And it falls out of bounds, but it'll be Bruins point. They'll say off Hay.
Hay hit it off the block, and the block ricocheted off of her head and out of play.
So we're tied 11-all here. Third set. And
amazing play by Watson to get that one over.
She got it alive. Watson there again. Hay will try quick, but Walker's there. Great libero play here on this point from both teams. Reed tried to catch him off guard, but they're going to call Reed in the net. Excuse me, they're going to get Bob Jones in the
Bruins
net.
in the net of that one. Wildcats will take the point, go back up by 1, 12-11.
Aloria Ham checks back in for Hay. She'll be back to serve. Williams sets for Anderson. That hit goes too long out of bounds. Ham, right side of your screen. Sends that one middle of the court. Rising up is Demaya Scott off the tip. Bruins keep it alive. And now Beaver immediately blocked. That time it was Tanaya Scott.
Scott and Reed getting up for the block that time. Wildcats now up by 3 here. Showing a little bit of life.
Short serve. It would be played up by Beaver. And that one goes right off Watson.
Watson smiling as that one caught her by surprise and hit her square in the nose.
Smiling it off with her teammates. Reed sets, going back to Tanaya Scott, who gets the kill. Out of favor checks in for Watson.
So Bob Jones going to call a timeout here, down 15-12. Wildcats have shown a lot of fight here in this one, so Bob Jones wants to talk about this one right now. We'll keep it here. Once again, remind you that we'll have volleyball action Monday night, 6 o'clock tip-off. Wildcats and the Flyers of Sand Hills Community College in a game that was postponed back during Hurricane Michael. And then we'll have women's soccer action Tuesday night, 7 o'clock from North Carolina Sportsplex as the Wildcats welcome in Pfeiffer for the last home game of the season for women's soccer. And just remind everyone that bid day for USAA National Tournaments is next week. Soccer bid day is Tuesday, 5 o'clock for the women's selection show, 5:30 for the men's selection show. You can see that on USCAA.com or the USCAA's YouTube page. And then on Wednesday, 5 o'clock for the volleyball selection show. So tune in for those to find out if and where our Wildcats will be headed in the postseason.
So back out of that timeout. Couldn't get to it. Was Anderson. It'll be a Wildcats point. Wildcats leading this third set 16-12. Demaya Scott back to serve.
So Wildcats come right back out of the timeout, get the side out, extend their lead to 4.
Short set. Beaver winds one up and gets it right by Ham.
Good look by Beaver there. With some authority on that one.
Beaver now to serve. And gets the ace.
Ham made the diving attempt, but not enough. As Beaver with perfect placement on that one.
Beaver again, this time Ham is there. Watson will play it over. Gaston winds one up. Great dig and a save from Favor. Kept alive. Then blocked. Tried to get to it with Scott, but it'll be a kill for Anderson. Bob Jones pulls within 1 now. 16-15. Beaver still back to serve. Nearly got the ace again. Favor plays it over. Bruins back on the attack. This time it's Gaston. Trying to get to that back corner, but Walker was there to deny it. Blue hits it over. Short set for Tanaya Scott. Blue will try again. Great dig from Watson. Going back across to Favor. And this time gets it in. Walker didn't think it was going to be in, let it go.
Well, you don't see that happen often from Walker. She's patting her chest saying, my fault. She just watched that one sail past her right in front of the end line.
Taylor Walker for Johnson & Wales checks in, replaces Franklin. Reed back to serve. Short set, blocked immediately by Scott in favor. Bruins get it right back. And in the net. Oh, kept alive. Anderson that time. Great effort for the Bruins. Go back across the blue, tips it over. Reed's there. Watson sets for Walker. Couldn't get it over, falls to the floor. Off the hands of Walker, scrambling are the Wildcats. Watson able to keep it alive as Reed plays it over. Going back to Ring again, finds good placement, catches Reed off guard for another Bob Jones point. And we're tied back up 17 all.
So a good fight here from the Bruins to pull even in this one.
Go to Gaston. Ham is there this time for the Wildcats, and Scott tried to catch him off guard. Going back to Ring, and again Ring with another kill.
Ring, I don't know who's the player of the match for Bob Jones at this point, Ring or Walker. I think they may have to share honors at this point. Walker on the defensive end and Ring definitely on the offensive end.
That hit goes out of bounds. It'll be Wildcats point. Jamie Hay checks in, replaces Ham. It'll be Tanai Scott back to serve. Tied 18 all here, nearing the close of this third set. Wildcats need this one to stay alive and force a fourth set. On the attack is Gaston, middle of the floor. Watson's there. Reed tries to catch him off guard, but Beaver's there. Going back to Ring, and again, same spot, same result.
I want to give a call to Rachel Williams, the setter for Bob Jones. She does such a good job of putting the ball right where her attackers want it for them to do something with.
Luke Schnabel serves that one up. Tried to get the one-handed set for Reed. It should be called with the lift. So now Bob Jones up by 2, 20-18. 5 more points to go for them to get the sweep. Walker off the tip, gets the point for the Wildcats.
Good redirect by Walker. She got up in the air and saw that the block was coming, and she decided to redirect into the vacant area.
Serves from Watson for Johnson & Wales, and Scott this time. Right at the net, Reed couldn't play it up. It'll be Abby Plew back to serve for Bob Jones. Watson received, diving for it was Reed. Couldn't get to it, was Hay. And we're going to get a Wildcat timeout. As Bob Jones is now up 22-19, nearing the close of this third set.
We'll take the timeout with them, be back in a minute. right, so we're back out of the timeout. 22-19, Bob Jones up in this one. They're up 2-0 in the match, and they are serving.
It's Abby Plew coming in the left side of your screen for Bob Jones, looking to get the play resuming here. Coming out of the Johnson & Wales timeout. That one's sent over, right side. Scott's there. Reed short set for Hay, gets it blocked. Bob Jones now 2 points away. Another serve from Plew, received by Watson. Reed sets, Walker winds one up, and that's long.
So it gets a match point here for the Bruins.
Plew remains back to serve, sends that one left side off the hands of Walker, and that will do it. Bob Jones takes this match against Johnson & Wales 3-0 here on senior night. We will be back on the air Monday at 6 p.m. Stay tuned until then. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.